and still have. So I had to deal with a lot of injuries, and so I still teaching, but not training too much
Oh,
for now.
oh, very, very cool. I just signed up another Kempo guy as one of my consulting clients, David Pantano. I don't know if
Oh
you
yeah,
know. Yep.
yeah. I
So,
know him, but more from the internet than I don't know him personally. Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, he seems to always be posting something. So,
yeah.
so this whole idea with the summer retention, it's basically just a mind shift. Um, just like Steve was just talking a little while ago, a lot of his students tend to travel during the summertime. A lot of them travel for a long period of time. And then there's also people that just stop coming because of one reason or another. They're taking summer camp, they're too tired to come in the evening. They're playing with their friends, and their friends all of a sudden want to come swimming just when you're doing martial arts. So you're kind of competing with just the free time of summer. Over the past probably 3 decades, we've been trying to combat that. And when I say we, it's just a lot of people in the industry try to combat that with just fun theme weeks. The whole idea is if we make it so funny when the kids come to class, they're going to want to come just for the fun, not necessarily the martial arts training. The challenge with that is parents see that, and the parents are paying $200 to $300 a month for classes, and they all of a sudden see this is funny, and they probably have just as much fun by staying home, and the parents don't have to, have that schedule wreck their day. They can have more time during the summer too, or they just say this isn't worth it. We can do all this stuff for free at home. Why should I spend $250 for them to wear color socks and color their hair to go to karate just to get some laughs? So the shift in mindset is let's challenge these kids to have good attendance. So when it gets a little bit tough in the summertime, which they have a lot of distractions, they're going to look just for the fun stuff because they're going to have fun in martial arts. We're going to just make sure our classes are fun, but not necessarily funny. Martial arts is a 12-month endeavor. It's not like baseball or football where they're going for 3 months and they're kind of changing their mindset. So now we're showing that this is a lifestyle. It's not just a sport they're taking. It's just not a life skills program, but it's really just changing the way they're thinking so they're more successful and they're doing this through martial arts. So, and the challenge for the kids should be some type of reward. So the reward is going to be fun in that they're going to get some recognition. So we have it kind of set up that in the first 4 weeks, if they have a perfect attendance, they're going to get their name on a leaderboard. Maybe they're going to get a patch for the uniform. You can get a sticker for the uniform. That's totally on your budget and what you want to do. But we want to set up a quick win. So we set them a challenge that the whole idea is to have perfect attendance throughout the summer. And we're going to see how you do in the first 4 weeks. And then these are the rewards you can get. Now, when they get that type of recognition and they're getting their name on the leaderboard, or they're getting their sticker for their uniform, or they're having just their name called off in class, so now they're getting recognition in front of the peers, that good feeling we want to take over for the rest of the summer. So when we change our mindset, now we really have to explain our vision to the parents. So when I put that package together, I did a couple things. One, I put in Matt chats, and the other I did was an email or a flyer you can give to the parents. The whole idea is just to kind of transfer that vision that I just explained to you to the parents because we need them on our side. Because I'm sure they want to make sure their kids keep progressing. They don't want to quit, and they're going to have to be behind this. So when the kids get a little um, get in the habit of saying no when it's like a nice day or something. We have to help the parents overcome that and kind of show them that what martial arts is really about. And this is a challenge, Mr. Silver, where you guys know it's summertime and you can be distracted. And the important thing is not to become so distracted that you miss both your classes per week. And the same thing with the mat chat. The mat chat, you're trying to transfer your excitement for what this is going to do for the kids and kind of talking about what they're going to be earning because of this. They're going to earn the leaderboard, or they can earn a special belt. When I first started thinking about this program, I tried to say what could make it really cool as far as something that they could wear. I said, well, it's just a belt. If they even skip a belt over summertime, that would be like a cool thing. But I said clients aren't going to really want that. So I started thinking about what a big difference is when the kids wear like a black belt club belt. When they wear their color belt, it's got a black stripe through the whole center. I mean, that's just showing people that they made their commitment. They're dedicated to black belt, and it makes them feel really, really good when they tie that belt on. And then I was looking at Century. Century makes all those colored belts with a gold stripe to the center. So my idea is if kids have perfect attendance, or at least if they make up all the classes they missed during the summertime, when they get their belt in September, just for this next period, they're going to get their color belt, but they're going to get the colored belt with the yellow stripe, signifying what they did about their commitment. It's also kind of social proofing to all the other kids in the school. Well, these kids did it. So if we ever want to do something like that again, I just think it's kind of a fun thing for the kids and really good bragging rights. Now, to get ready for the summer, even before you start this program, I talked about the mindset. And the mindset is getting the kids convinced that black belt excellence is the goal, not just to have funny classes. Of course, we're going to make sure all our classes are fun, but it's just not going to be funny. Next thing you want is have a vacation list. That should be by your front counter. So people are going on vacation, they're going to write the day they're going to leave for vacation and the day they're scheduled back. Now, the whole idea with that one is I want to know when the people are coming back because I don't want to do missing in action calls knowing they're not around. I also want to know when they're coming back so I can call them and ask them how their vacation was. After we have some small talk on their vacation, I'm going to invite them in to do a makeup class or just kind of get restarted. I'm also suggesting that when you do your classes, like we used to do like a beginner class in the afternoon, an advanced class in the afternoon. In the summertime, I always put one of those in the morning. So 2 days a week, my advanced classes had morning options. 2 days a week, they had afternoon options. Same thing with beginners. They could come mornings or they come afternoons. The whole idea with the morning classes is before the parents get the kids busy, before they start playing outside or something, they have an opportunity to do their martial arts. It's kind of like that parent that wants to come to your martial arts school right after school in the afternoon because now they accomplish the martial arts. They finish that. Now they can go home, eat, do the homework or whatever. So there's certain kids you want to get before they have other obligations during the day. Or if they do go outside and they're sweating, they're hot, and then the afternoon martial arts class comes along, and then they're going to use the excuse, I'm too tired, I don't feel like going. So we have to give them an option morning or afternoon. I know we're saying some of those things are funny we're not going to do, but I suggest one thing is when I had my school in Arizona, I bought a small freezer. And the whole idea with the small freezer is just to have those ice pops. Those are kind of in a plastic tube. You take off the top and the kids squeeze it up. I would just give them out every class. I mean, they're super inexpensive if you go to Costco or something like that, even a regular grocery store. But that's one thing. It's kind of a treat for the kids, and they really look forward to that. I start thinking about when I take my son to do his football practice. After football practice, they have a Kona ice truck out there. And of course, we have to buy the Kona ice. It's not free, but that's a big thing. The football practice was fun, but the real fun was the Kona ice. So we have a couple of things. Yeah, we're just rewarding them for making it to class. Here it was 90 degrees, and they came anyway. So that's a cool treat. One thing Stephen Johnson is doing is during the week when kids come to class, like the most enthusiastic student, the one who sweats the most, the one that tries the hardest, is going to get a frisbee at the end of class. He did a promotion last year. We bought like 1,000 frisbees. He's got a bunch left over. So the kid's going to get a frisbee for being the most enthusiastic, the best stances, the loudest ki, whatever you decide. I kind of like that idea because one a day, by the time the summer comes, every one of your students should at least get a award for one of the days. So it's not like we're looking for the same enthusiastic kid to get the frisbee every week. We want to kind of pass that along. So that's why we want to have different things. The best warrior face. He's also doing something on Fridays, the last day of the week, to so he has good attendance. He's giving away a super soaker. So, and then he plans on doing some type of event at the end of the year, and the kids can bring their super soaker. So, inexpensive things, but again, it's rewards. I'm involved in this training quest, and part of the training quest is not only am I going to get a special belt at the end of this in September, but I have a chance because I'm coming to class to win a frisbee or win a super soaker. If you got my package, I think it's probably about 13, 14 pages of a lot of different things. The first part it just talks about phase one, how you want to start training your staff and what you want to do. So the first thing we just hang the summer training poster in the lobby or entrances, in your bathrooms, on your bathroom doors, and the doors coming in and out of the room, things like that. Send the email announcement to all parents, unless you rather give them something like a hard copy, which I probably want to do because I know that emails, half of them aren't going to get opened. And this way, if I give them like in a paper form, almost like a poster form, I can go over everything as I hand out these papers. So this is what we're going to do, parents. So not only do they going to have a chance to read it, I have a chance to explain against my vision. I would order a couple of the belts so you have the belts so that you can see exactly what they're getting. So when you're talking to the kids about the class, a perfect attendance, you make sure you kind of show that belt and explain that's how they're going to earn their special belt at the graduation. This phase one, you should be training your instructors about the huddle because again, that huddle is for the kids. But if you're doing a huddle or you're doing a match app, we always talk to the parents. So if I was going to do this and talk about the vision, even though I've already talked to the parents about it, I can kind of sit the kids in front of the parents. Maybe they're on their knee, I'm on my knee. I'm talking to kids. I'm getting them excitement about all this training quest. At the same time, I can look at the parents, ask parents if they have any questions. So you want to make sure your instructors can do that huddle, not just you doing the huddle. I think people should accept the challenge. So we should have something in the front of the class. So now you just do that kind of huddle or match app. Hey guys, if you're going to do this, we have a list for everyone's going to be committed. So this is showing that you're committed. So go over to that list and have you and your mom sign in that you're going to participate in this. And I don't really care how you keep attendance. I kind of put a tracker card in with this file. But if you do your attendance automatically, I mean, you just got to figure out how you want to keep attendance. Some people like cards. Some people like the automation. At the same time, when we're getting just started, the way I started today kind of talked about this vision, how we kind of changed our mindset. You should talk to that to your staff. The whole idea is to improve retention during the summertime. So this is what we're going to do. And this is why I feel it's going to work with the kids because the kids will want that recognition. They want to show that they have that commitment. They want to earn some of these prizes. And they just want to feel better about themselves. So whatever it's going to take to talk to your staff so your staff's behind this. So maybe they have a parent or a kid come in. Parent goes, it's been really, really tough getting him to class. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. Because we always want to team up. We never want to give up on your child. So let me set up a time where I can talk to him or maybe a private class tomorrow. So again, that's why your staff has to be in tune with exactly what to do and say to the kids. What I just said, I would practice with the staff. So now I kind of taught the staff that, and then I would just have them go around the room or work with a partner. And the partner has to say, my kid's not interested. How do I get him here? And then the staff members got to talk about, I know how you feel. A lot of parents felt the same thing in past when we did this contest, but this is what we found. We found that if we team up, and all of a sudden, now that you told me, I'm going to work with your child. At the same time, I need your help at home. So maybe make sure he's ready 10 minutes early, whatever you decide that your protocol is going to be. And then in that phase two training, you want to make sure you go through the timeline with your staff so they know that the quick win is going to be after the first month. So if you're starting like this in Florida, where the kids get off right now, so if they have perfect attendance in June, then they're going to get on the leaderboard. The leaderboard is just like same thing we do with a golf tournament. You see who's got the most classes and things like that. So you put in the leaders on there. That's just bragging rights. They've got the name on the list, the leaderboard on by the mirror. It's just a real cool thing. And again, decide what you want to give. Um, I put there's a place called Sticker Mule. They do stickers really fast. So if you want to put like a June leader or something like that, or first accomplishment, just a number 8 for 8 classes, to just be a nice, inexpensive award. Okay, then I also included this as automated communication flow. These are just things that you're going to go over the 8 or 9 weeks. The first one's a motivational email about the whole program. Request has begun. Uh, Week number 2, we have a mid-quest push. How many classes? You should have 2 classes already. At the end of this week, you should have 4 classes. So they're just emails keeping everyone abreast of what you're doing and just a little extra motivation. That I've already covered. Month 2, I thought we would just kind of add something different. A lot of schools do this where they give tickets if you attend classes. So we do the first month, everyone gets really excited, and now we just want to level up, and we're going to level up by not only keeping attendance, but the kids get tickets per class. Those tickets can go in for like a prize jar or bucket. Tell them that the more classes they come to, the better chance to win. A lot of you guys have know me in the past. One of the things I did in Arizona, the hotter the day, the more tickets the kids got. It used to be always over 100 degrees. So it was 100 degrees, everyone got 1 ticket. It was 110 degrees, they all got 10 tickets. The whole idea was an incentive to come even when it's really hot outside. In fact, it's even more fun. And I used to have a blast with that. I put my thermometer in my front window kind of facing towards the sun. And then I would get 1 kid or 2 kids to go out there and see what the temperature was. And then we gave away tickets, which is adding to the fun factor. Now, for prizes on this, because I don't want you to kind of spend a lot of a budget, if you're going to do this, now you're planning to give the belts away on your September graduation. So I would do the tickets at the same time as that graduation, and I would try to work with my businesses in my area to see if we can do something together. So if I was doing something with Domino's Pizza, I would see if Domino's Pizza would donate a couple of pizzas that we can do as a prize. If I was working with someone who does kids' haircuts, maybe they would give away a free haircut. So now I'm talking to my 200 students and all their parents, and I'm talking about these prizes, and I'm thanking for the local people to give these prizes away. I think that's a great way to introduce yourself to local businesses so you can start doing partnerships. I know David Patano already started with a haircut place next to him. I think it's called Cookie Cutters. And what they're doing now is giving away free guest passes for martial arts if people get a haircut. So all these things can really work together. You can make it really simple, or you can see how you can expand your business influence in your town. I'm not going to go through the whole graduation, but I ran through. I got, I think, a really cool plan for graduation because we want to make this really exciting. Um, I went through this with Chat GPT, and I asked Chat to give me a music list. So we're doing the warm up, what type of music we could do, and it came up with a whole bunch of great songs. I'd really decorate your place really crazy because it is like the celebration of the summer quest. So if you're gonna have colored balloons and things like that to kind of go with the colors of your school. So I think it's more than graduation. This is a graduation that has a feeling of celebration because the kids work so hard all through the summertime. When I first started this, I kind of suggested that maybe we do a diploma. I forget who I was talking to. It could have been Johnny. And diplomas are kind of neat, but the kids really like to have something else. I don't know if you know what a challenge coin is. The challenge coins became really popular with the military and things like that. Um, I thought I had one on my desk. But they're not that expensive. They're a couple dollars, but it's kind of really, oh, Steven's got one. It's really kind of bragging rights. It almost looks like a medallion from an award. And the kids just throw it in their pocket and they can share it with other people. And again, it's just a kind of a really, really nice win of being I think, a little different than just a certificate. Other things that I included in this is a social media post. I'd include any pictures. I suggest you use your own pictures. Again, you have the email to the parents. I would also make sure a couple days a week that I'm posting just on social media of things happening, so I can talk to or just make announcements that so and so just got his pass or he just won this thing because he's in this challenge at the martial arts school to have perfect attendance all summer. He's been working really hard. We're so proud of him. But yeah, I'll get stuff going out. So a lot of this is kind of ease view, just copy and paste. I also put in 5 emails because I just assume that schools are going to go in there, instructors are going to go in there, and they're really, really gung ho. And all of a sudden, the kids are having fun, and some kids start missing, and then the instructors and the kids start losing their enthusiasm. So every other week, I have kind of a motivational, kick in the butt type email. It's got a little sense of humor, but it's all about keeping the momentum going through the summertime. I don't want instructors, I don't want to get the owners to lose their enthusiasm because, again, we're working on getting the kids to do something they're not used to, and that's not giving up and working really hard. And then, in addition to those emails, I also put texts. So you have a text and an email going every single week. And then, if you want to kind of put these with your name and stuff like that, you can do that. Or you can just copy and paste and put them into your whatever program you're using for emails. That was kind of a monologue, but does anyone have any questions? No? Cool.
I got a question.
Sure.
So, what happened if, like, for an example, the challenge is to come 8 class a week for 3 months, 2 months, 3 months, but the kids have a vacation with his parent like for like 2 weeks. So, from my understanding, it's like you would recommend to do like a makeup class with a private class that is that what it would count for the 4 missing classes? So what you, because it's very hard because to me, if a kid's come to 8 class per month for 3 months, he deserves his belt. But if a kid was on vacation for like 2 weeks, he missed 4 class, does he have the same recognitions as the other one? And at the same time, I understand that everybody needs vacation too. It's like, so what is your point of view
Well,
about that?
my thing I would really like is the kid can make it up. So instead of coming 2 classes a week for the next month, he can come 3 classes a week or 4 classes a week.
So you ask him to come in class, do those class.
Right.
Okay.
Or I'm going to have we'll call it a HIT class, high intensity training. So for anyone who missed classes, we'll give them an opportunity to come maybe on a Friday afternoon or Saturday. And it's not going to be like a 30-minute class, but it's going to be an hour class. And it'll count as missing. If you missed 2 classes, He can do that one class, and that'll be how he mix them up. The whole idea is you want as many kids as possible getting the awards. So you say,
Yeah.
if they start missing classes, how can I recover from that? Well, I can recover by just talking to parents. Say he's got to double up on his classes. Some parents will go, "Hey, I've got a schedule. He can't do that." Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to give you a couple of alternatives. We're going to do a special class on Friday or Saturday. That's going to be a high intensity training class, and that's going to be count as 2 classes. Or if you're coming to a regular class, I'd like to have your child stay 15 minutes at the end of each class, and that'll cover it. What we're going to do is have a leadership team member work with the kids that are making up classes, and that 15 minutes will count as a class. So whatever you can feel that's going to be most easiest for the parents, because it's not really up to the kid now, it's up to the parents. They just went on vacation, and all of a sudden they go, "Hey, it's tough getting the kid here twice a week. It's impossible coming 4 times a week." Okay, but they're here anyway. Okay, keep them an extra 15 minutes and just have a leadership member go, "Yeah, that's probably a good idea." So, but that's a really, really good question, because we don't want to have like 15 kids say, "Hey, you shouldn't have gone on vacation." They're going to go on vacation, and we know they're going to go on vacation. So we understand,
Yeah. So
Okay,
we
I'm
need
going
a
to give you
solution for that.
something really, really quick, and this is kind of, you're going to think it's kind of silly. And I said that's going to be funny, but just going by what you said, the kids are going to go on vacation. We used to have these stuffed animals in my school in Arizona that looked like Ninja Turtles, and the kids could take them on vacation with them. So I would have like 10 of them. Someone's going on vacation. They could take the Ninja Turtle on vacation. The whole idea, though, they had to share pictures. So I had pictures of like the Ninja Turtle and the kids sitting in a cockpit of an airplane. I had parents at a cocktail party on the beach, and there's a Ninja Turtle at the cocktail. It's just a lot of fun. So, but the coolest thing is they have to bring it back. So after the vacation, they have to bring it back because other kids are going to want to take it. So fun factor, fun posts. And at the same time, you're getting what you want is that the kids come back as soon as possible.
All right. And one more question, and after that, I will be okay. When you say a special belt, for example, if the kid is going blue belt, what you recommend is have a blue belt with a yellowish gold stripe in the middle. That's
Yes,
what
sir.
you recommend.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yep.
Okay, I understand. Perfect. Thank you, sir, for that. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Stephen, Johnny, thanks for being with us. I'll get Charles on the line.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Have a great week.
Night.
Yes, sir. Okay, hold on.
Thank you, Mr. Silva. See you next time.